You're watching Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
Well, school has started back up, as I'm sure many of you are well aware. And for you parents, that means a busier schedule. Making sure your kids get to practice, to games, to play dates, you name it. The end of summer and beginning of fall may mean that your own well-intentioned life goals are pushed to the back. So joining us is Kara Swanson, co-founder of Life Well Lived. Kara, thank you so much for joining us now. You're sharing what so many of us need right now, and that's to create lasting habits. So I know you have a couple of steps to kind of get us in the right direction. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes. So habits are really key, to creating any healthy change. So I have a very strategic way, and this is how I help a lot of clients, create that lasting change, because that's what we want. We want it to be a lasting change. So the first thing is to start small. So often we have these grand ideas, which is great, of how we want to make these changes. But when we do it too fast or we make too many changes, that's when we start to feel really overwhelmed, and then we just quit. And so instead, you want to pick just one or two things that you really want to focus on, and then you can build upon that once you have those down.
I love that. Do you have examples of places to start? Because sometimes it's just knowing where to start that can make a difference for myself anyway.
Yeah. So just, really simple. Make sure you're drinking enough water. I mean, that seems so basic. Make sure you're getting a high fiber rich breakfast. Those are really the two things that I always recommend people to start with.
Okay, I like that. All right. What are some other steps we can do to kind of stay on track?
Yeah, be specific. So the more specific that you are, the more likely that you'll actually do something, because it really removes the guesswork. So instead of saying you want to eat healthier or you want to work out more, really make sure that you, know how often you're going to work out. What does that look like?
Yeah, and for how long? So if you do exceed that, that's even a better reward for yourself. All right, so yes. Small steps, be specific. What else do we need to know?
Yeah, this one is really, building upon what we just talked about, is breaking that down. Saying I want to work out 4 times a week, break that down even more to how many times a week, when will you work out, what will you do for a workout, and really schedule it in your calendar. So just like you would do any other appointment, so that this is when you're going to do it.
Yeah, I like that. Not just having it in the back of your mind, physically writing it down and making it part of your schedule. Anything else? Any other tips you can give us to get our lives back on track?
Yep. So be consistent. So this is often where I see people get hung up because for some reason we think consistency means perfection. And, that's not what we're talking about here. This idea of perfection will actually cause you just to fail over and over again. So shifting your mindset so that you're not just looking at a quick fix, but a long-term change. And that's why starting small is so key, because that makes it more manageable and you're able to then be consistent with those couple of goals that you have.
I love it. All right. Kara, if people want more details, if they need those steps to kind of get back on track, how can they reach out to you to get more details?
Yeah, you can go to my website, lifewelllive.fitness, or I'm on Instagram at Kara Swanson.
Love it. Kara, always a pleasure to talk to you. You are a sunshine on a wonderful day. So thank you for those guidance of getting us back on track. Appreciate you.